Hello, Twitch chat. Do you think you're prepared for Feedback Fridays?
Yo, we got a new subscriber.
Thank you for the sub. Raphael Loper. Most kind of you. I wanted to do Feedback Fridays with some effects. I'm also eating dinner still. I hope you guys don't mind.
Hello. My mom dropped off a bunch of food. Oh, let me get a noise gate going here.
Yo, we got a new subscriber.
I'm gonna run the audio
Martin,
through Ableton
I had a question.
today.
A while ago I dropped out of college to pursue music full-time. But I'm having trouble figuring out how to actually do that efficiently. How would I best use my time wisely?
Well, I think that depends on the degree to which you're willing to compromise to make money. Because everyone, I know a lot of people that. Oh, Michael Lynch, thank you for the sub.
Happy 4 months.
And Glad Boy, thank you for the sub as well. But back to your question. Yeah, it really comes down to the degree to which you're willing to compromise. Let's say, like, I guess it comes down to maybe the financial stress that's being put on you. Because, I mean, obviously, if money didn't matter, you can just make whatever you want to make, release whenever you want to release, and that kind of stuff. But, yeah, obviously, even if, yeah, so I guess the gist of it is, like, you know, do what you got to do to do what you love doing, because you might find that your healthiest relationship with music is by just releasing stuff that you are really passionate about. And a realistic possibility, unfortunately, is that it won't make you much money. There's a lot of musicians out there that don't make a living off of music, obviously. And it has nothing to do specifically with, like, the quality of your work. So, you know, if it's a financial struggle for you, firstly, you know, don't take it personally, because at the end of the day, if the music doesn't have some kind of popular appeal, it's going to be very difficult to make money off of it. On the other hand, there's a bunch of little, like, ways in which you can supplement income in the music industry without, like, getting a side job or something like that. Like, you could try to get into, like, syncs and publishing. You could try to do sample packs. You could try to do all sorts of crazy stuff.
All sorts of crazy stuff.
But yeah, so there's a lot of, like, little side projects you could try to supplement your income with. I'm assuming you meant that question in a financial way, because if not, from a creative standpoint, it's like, yeah, write whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. But yeah, obviously, it can be tough to reconcile that with adult human life. Speaking of sample packs, when's yours dropping?
Quite soon. Just you wait and see, my friend. Just you wait and see. Okay, so So yeah, it's Friday, so we're gonna be doing Feedback Fridays again. I wish my voice sounded like this normally. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So you guys know the drill.
For the most part. Can you guys hear the cheese curds squeaking in my mouth? No, I don't think so. Okay, what's my channel name? I think it's Haywyre. We're not gonna do followers only. Anyone can submit. So, I'm sure a lot of you guys know the drill with this stuff. With the Feedback Fridays, basically you submit into a raffle, which randomly selects people. And then we listen to the tracks together, we critique them, and we make sure that they never want to submit music again by overwhelming them with negativity. That's the goal. That's the goal. But yeah, so the keyword for today, let me zoom in here a little bit. It might make things a little bit easier for you guys. Oh wait, you guys can't even see my desktop. So the keyword is Martin sucks. So if you want to enter the raffle, you type in !Martin sucks. And then I'm gonna wait a few minutes and let people throw in their submissions. Currently, there is an increased luck with subscribers. I think that's a fair reward. You know, if you're paying to be a sub, that's kind of like a nice little bonus. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Whoa. But yeah, whoever was asking about the frequency shifter settings, it's just set to negative 120 hertz, and it sounds kind of cool because it's just far off enough
For it to do some, sound interesting. If you move it a little too crazy if you move it too far. So around here it sounds kind of cool.
But yeah, I'm gonna keep letting you guys submit for a second, make sure I'm not missing out on anyone. But yeah, my mom stopped by and gave me a bunch of food. It's awesome. What do we got here? We got spinach, we got cauliflower, we got cheese curds, we got shrimp with white sauce. I think it sounds like a pretty random combination of things, but it's actually quite good. It's like a hearty salad. Hard to go wrong with cheese anyways. Also, I don't have any forks right now, so I'm just using spoons for some reason. Okay. Should we do the first roll? Imagine there was a plugin that could make any vocal recording sound like there's food in their mouths. That would be amazingly useless. Okay, let's roll this. Let's roll this bad boy. Okay, band reject. You are the first winner for today's feedback stream. Congratulations. Whoops. Wait.
There we go. Congratulations.
Okay, sweet. So let's check it out. So this is a submission from Band Reject. Looks like it's called Sober. Let's do some headbanging. I'm ready to headbang. I don't know the last time that I've headbanged.
Love me's got you feeling some type of way, getting caught under your spell, playing along with your games, and I promise that I won't kiss and tell. We're falling down, hitting the ground, so won't you catch me now? You won't love me sober, so I'll drink till it's over.
Catchy top line.
The night's long, so won't you catch me now? This isn't closure, so I'll drink till it's over.
It's a little, just a tad quiet. But I hope you guys can hear. I'm sure you guys can hear it fine. It's a cool tune. Louder, thank you for the sub. Much appreciated. Very nice. I like it a lot. I thought I was imagining that for a second. Cool. So obviously it says a pre-master, so that is very helpful. Helpful piece of knowledge to keep in mind. Let me turn down the gate briefly here. So is there any kind of particular feedback you're looking for? Because right off the bat, it's a really cohesive piece. I think you've got good production, you've got good arrangement. The top line is good. I think the mix is fairly good too. I know for sure that one thing that came to mind right off the bat was this idea of foreshadowing. And there's definitely something to be said about introducing elements in an unexpected way, and that can obviously be used very effectively. But I think specifically what I was referring to is the first drop. So you have
We're falling down, hitting the ground. So won't you catch me now?
with kind of the intro, the verse, and all that kind of stuff. I guess this is kind of like a chorus almost. Super catchy top line, by the way. But rhythmically, what's happening here is like you're implying halftime. Because I hear the kick and the snaps on 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then the first drop is not halftime, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Again, it's kind of like a unexpected twist per se, but I feel like from the way that you've approached writing everything up until that point, my personal opinion is that it would feel more natural if this was halftime right off the bat, and then the double time or standard time, whatever. This section here, I think, would actually be a better off as a switch up. So a way to make the drop writing more interesting again by giving like the perceived increase in tempo. So yeah, those are just some things that came to mind right off the bat. Mixed down feedback is what you're looking for. Interesting. I think if you're looking for mixed down feedback, I don't know if there's that much that I'm going to be able to help you on. I guess it would help to know if you like what kind of artists do you look up? Are you looking up to when you're writing this kind of stuff? Because I could hear, so let's take for example like Virtual Riot. You know, if he'd produced this song, I can tell you that sidechaining, for example, would be way more intense, and I think that's kind of like stylistically something he does in a lot of his music. Is like there's a like, insane sidechain and his kicks and his snares. Well, I don't know. I think that is related to the mixdown because, obviously, like, it's related to the volume of your sounds. So I don't know. I guess Tristram, Madion, okay, Porter, Elenium, gotcha. Well, I will say that the mixdown sounds good. Like I think it would translate well onto different devices, which will make it more listener friendly. Yeah, I mean, I could try to like pick apart specific sounds a little bit there. Like the snare sounds a little bit muffled actually. It would be nice to have just a little bit of a bump in the high end for that snare. It'd be nice too for this section. It kind of sounds like you took the drop snare and kind of like shortened the tail a little bit and maybe made it a bit quieter and then threw it in there. I think the only issue I have with that is that it kind of creates these like muddied mids when the kick and the snare hit together. I think if you had a lighter snare that had less kind of like just like mid-range action, it might help that section a little bit as well. Also, from a conceptual standpoint, I do think that it'd be really cool if you found a way to highlight those last two phrases that she sings, because I think that's a really just like catchy phrase. So I think you could milk it a little bit more. Like obviously you have that break there where you hear the last phrase. But yeah, I don't know, just a thought. It'd be kind of cool if you could hear that first line a bit more as well leading into the drop. So having the break pop in a bit earlier, but I don't know, just a thought. Monster Cat has pretty much been my dream. Yeah, man, you should send it in. It's a good tune. I think you've got good chances at getting signed. And back to the idea of foreshadowing, I do think that, again, this could be a stylistic choice, but this vocal chop motif that you have here is not really foreshadowed anymore. It kind of comes out of nowhere. And personally, I prefer to have, I guess, a bit more foreshadowing than that. Be nice to have a little bit of well, there doesn't actually have to be anything else out there. It's fun to play on top of though. Word. Well, I don't really know how much else much else feedback I could give you, especially in terms of mix. Like, I don't know, if you're trying to create like a listenable mix, I think you've definitely achieved that. And like I said before, like I do think that this is going to translate really well to other devices. Like you'll be able to hear what you need to hear to get the idea of the track, like on your phone or your laptop, on different speaker systems. I'd be curious to hear a mastered version as well, but thank you so much for sharing that, man. I might rework the bridge and have the vocal chops in the build. Yeah, you could. You know, don't take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, but yeah, let's roll on to the next one. Thank you for sharing, Band Rejects. Vini1. If you have a track to share. Hello? Whoops. If you have a track to share with us,
Send it on over.
please. Not really a music per se, but little sketch I made inspired by your Monday streams. I really like the idea and would love to see it evolve. Hell yeah. Let's check it out. This is Trindad, sketch for Haywyre. Oh, I recognize that riff. really like that SoundCloud just auto plays random shit after you select the specific song. Yeah, I like what you did. Like the little subtle percussion in the background. It sounds like it could be cool, like menu music for a game or something. Well, there's not really much to feedback here since it's a sketch, but I do appreciate you sharing it, Vini. It's I like what you did with the instrumentation, and yeah, I think the percussion is cool. Feel free to keep working on it. Okay, so let's roll to the next one. Yeah, just a sketch. Thanks for hearing. Cheers, man. Cheers. Okay.
360 music. If you would be so kind, please share a link to the song you want us to listen to.
Please. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this is 360. So this is a thing. Very cool. So let me just get rid of this frequency shifter. Okay, so thoughts. I like the chord progression a lot. I like a lot of your sound choices. It sounds like it needs quite a bit of fleshing out still in a few different ways. First of all, just specifically this middle section is a bit empty. But yeah, I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you're gonna add some other stuff in here, or it's intentional, which is also cool. But it does sound it's a little bit empty here. And then it'd be nice if that that melody came a bit through the mix a bit more. I think just turning it up would be fine. It's a nice sound. I think it's cool. I feel like so this section is really cool. I like it a lot. I feel like it's like asking for a melody. You know what I mean? Like it's such a it's a bop and it's a bop. It's a bop in section. Why would I use that word? Poor vocabulary. My apologies. But yeah, so I think like here, I'll just jam something and like you could have all sorts of different kinds of potential melodies popping in there, and I think it would help heighten the vibe, increase the vibe meter. Because yeah, I mean, obviously this is a big moment for the track. It's kind of like an explosive, like it's got a lot of energy, and I feel like that energy. I want to hear that energy matched with something melodic. Could also be a top line, some vocals. I guess that would probably change the nature of the entire track, but yeah, there's no build up yet. The second half has that lead sort of thing. But yeah, totally. Yeah, I heard the lead in the second half. The lead sounds more of like it's just kind of like an accent element. It's just kind of like driving home some of the voicings and the chords. Doesn't seem to actually be playing a melody in this section. So yeah, I do think the track would benefit from that. So I don't know. That's my biggest pieces of feedback. There is just kind of flesh it out some more, add more elements and embellishments, maybe like some arps and chimes and background noises and Foley and random shit like that. Make it yeah, just make it even more fun, more interesting. You got a great idea going here, so I think you should keep working on it. So yeah, thank you for sharing. Let's roll to the next one. Hibernated beats. Hibernate. I think that's how you actually pronounce it. Hibernate. What if I could somehow artificially introduce hibernation in humans by like hypnotizing them?
You will now enter hibernation. Okay, so this is Hibernated I Love Jazz.
Oh.
Sitting back, listening to sun roll.
Early George listening on down to Hampton Hall. Steve Coon, George Cables on the Fender Road.
See the Walton, Hurley, Hitchcock, off the heavy load.
Gene Harris and the Three Sounds for soul jazz listeners. Bobby Hutcherson up Lake and the jazz messengers.
Over Silver, Terry Gibbs. On the vibe, Gary Bergman out of
Archives like on the first.
George Duke and Lee Morgan.
Shirley Scott, Group Holmes, and Jimmy Smith up on the organ.
Gene Russell, the artist symbol of Chicago. Innovators like Michael White for something.
Charles Davis.
Black shit like weather report on Max
Road. Head back like Eddie, up the trumpet host. And the ball out of
Eddie Harris, no Jackson.
like one call the bass lines, make it feel like a backstand.
All up, jazz, oh man. All up, jazz, oh man.
Sick. I like that one a lot. I don't really have anything to say there.
New subscriber.
It's phosphorescent. Thank you for the
Sub. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say here. Oh, Quasimodo, Jazz Cats Part 1, Hibernated Flip. Got it. I was gonna say that it had like definitely agreed with the the comments here, Quasimodo vibes, so makes a lot of sense. I loved the production and the vibe of it, like just kind of unquantized grooving and riffing and just on this chord progression is super fun. I don't even know what the chord progression was. So E major, or sorry, B major, E flat minor. It's kind of those two, I guess. And then an A flat minor.
Early George Winston on down that Hampton Hall. Steve Cool, George Tables on the Fender Road.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Nothing really to say here. I think this is just a well-executed flip. I don't have any complaints. It's a fairly short piece too. Fairly straightforward in the sense that it's just a kind of instrumental hip hop flip. You got the vibe down. I think the mix sounds fine. Especially with hip hop music, it's fine for the drums to be pretty abrasive and stuff like that. I think that's the part, like a stylistic. It's a style that's consistent with that genre. So yeah, I don't really have anything to say. Thanks for sharing that, man. It's really cool. 'Tis quite awesome. Okay, so next flip. Let us go. Wait. Oh. That's what you get for subbing, my friend. Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just loving the effects today. Okay, so this is oh wait. Nakayan. Thank you so much for the cheer. That's a big boy cheer right there. That is a large boy. A large boy cheer. Largest boy I've ever seen. Okay, so this is a submission from WDYM called In Case You Weren't Aware. Alright, let's check it out. Yo, Haywyre, I didn't know you stream. I love Never Count on Me. Thank you so much. The reverb I use is just, or the one I'm using for my voice is just the native Ableton. I actually like the title. Cool groove here.
Very cool. So let me see. So we just listened to that from beginning to end, and I had a lot of ideas that kind of popped up while this was while it was going from start to finish. But I don't really want to stop it. I want to give it a full playthrough, just for everyone to listen to. I don't want to kind of play pause. So at least now we know what the song sounds like. So first of all, it's a really cool idea. I think it's a cool chord progression. So let's go back to the beginning again. So generally, one thing I noticed in your drums from beginning to end is that they're extremely mid-heavy. So what I would suggest to help guide how much to tone that back is I would put a few different EQs on your master. I would put low pass, high pass, and like a mid pass, I guess. And I would specifically focus on the mid pass and try to pay attention to how much louder like your drums are compared to all the other elements in that frequency range. Because I think once you isolate it, it'll become much more obvious. But I could tell you that I think your mix would benefit a lot by reducing a lot of the mids in your drums. And it's especially, well, it's not a huge deal, but it is definitely noticeable in the beginning and the second, like in this half as well. I think it's like specifically the kick. It sounds like maybe it was engineered in Serum or something like that, which is super fun to do. But in my experience, you end up with kicks like that usually when you're kind of engineering them in VSTs. But anyways, regardless, I would totally consider isolating the mids of the entire master, and then just trying to challenge yourself to listen to what specific areas of the kick, maybe also the snares as well, to reduce in that frequency region. So another thing is that the track is a bit dry sounding. So it feels like it's not kind of like living in any kind of space. And in the beginning, I think in the beginning groove, that's totally fine. I guess the way that I think of it is that the beginning of the song, it kind of feels like, okay, the groove is just getting started. You know, it's just kind of like small and intimate, and which is fine. But here, I think like you have a lot of these extremely like dry elements and some with a really short reverb happening here. So I think it'd be nice to find ways to fill out the stereoscape, and have like a panic note, for example, like some kind of a sing. Oh my god, a string that's just sitting on top, hitting that C. Just kind of like hanging out in the distance. I think adding more embellishments will help sell the idea more. Because it definitely sounds like you have the core of it down. Another consideration too is that it might be kind of cool to switch up the chord progression a little bit, which I think you kind of do here. I think you basically slow down the progression so that each chord happens twice as long. Also, so you have this little melody here, and it's being low passed from 158 all the way to 222 or so. I think you don't need to shy away from having that melody pop in right off the bat, because obviously as the listener, you're not really going to be able to understand or hear what that melody is until like right around here, which is already close to like halfway through the entire phrasing of it, which is also not a big deal, but I don't think you need to be concerned about having that other synth that's low passed not pop in right off the bat. I could even hear maybe like the hi-hat being omitted for the first half of this, and then coming back in during the second half of this second build type thing. But yeah, those are some thoughts for you to play around with. I think it's a really cool idea. I think you should I would definitely recommend continuing to work on it, and isolating specific frequency ranges on your master will help a lot with coming to good conclusions in regards to mixing. So I know for sure that you could benefit from playing around with removing a lot of the mids and the drums, so I would definitely do that. And yeah, try to play around with adding more layers, more stuff happening in like in the stereo and the background, and really fill it out and make it I guess sell how big this section is just a little bit more, if that makes sense. Thanks for the feedback. I'll try to take that into account and see how I can spice it up. For sure, man. Don't overthink it either, you know. If you like it as it is, perfect. You don't need to listen to anything I'm saying. Hyperion, thank you for the donation.
Hey man, out of the blue, but I wanted to know what jacket you were wearing in the Contagious music video. Would mean a lot to know.
Funny you mentioned that. Oh, never mind. I don't have it here. I thought I had it here. It's a thrift store jacket, so I have no idea. It has some random name on it that might be a brand. I think it's called like Sally. I think it said Sally on it or something. But I can get back to you on that. Okay, let's roll on to the next one. Let's roll it, baby. Let's roll it. Ha! Well, if it isn't the Glad Boy. E minor for your jam and pleasure. Why, thank you, sir. Submitting a track for feedback that's actually just for jam sessions. What was that?
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, it's Cowboy.
It's me.
Is this a new studio, Haywyre? Negatory. I have had the studio for about 2 months now or so. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is a cool section.
Oh, that's nice.
Sweet. Fun tune. Thank you so much for sharing that. Sounds like it's already released, so I'm not sure if you're actually looking for feedback or not. But I like that something around like 2.5 minutes or so. This section is probably my favorite of the song. So yeah, thank you for sharing that, man. Tis a jam. High caliber jam. Okay. Let's roll on to the next one. And for those that don't know, you can enter the feedback raffle by typing in !Martin Sex. Cool. So we got Face Me. Oh my god. That link. I don't think I've seen a link that fast ever. It was insane. I am thoroughly impressed. Okay, this is Face Me. I Don't Hate This. Yeah. I like that art. Hey, Soman Win. Welcome to the stream. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So a few things. One, cool tune. I like it a lot. I mean, I'm curious about I think it'd be cool to have the vocals popping in earlier, before things go a little crazy, or Haywyre. But yeah, so I think that's something to consider, because I feel like it always feels good to have some kind of verse, hook, I don't know, chorus type thing happening before a drop. It just has like a very natural progression, but also a stylistic choice. So, you know, just a thought. So in terms of the drums, they're a bit muddy. I mean that in a very generic way, kind of purposefully. But like, let's say for example, the snare, it almost sounds like it's got like there's multiple snare samples with different fundamental frequencies that are clashing a little bit there. I think it could be cool to, I think it might be worth fine tuning that a little bit. If that is just a singular sample you're using, like if it's not a bunch of samples you've layered or something like that, then I would consider writing or creating something from scratch, or trying a slightly different direction, because I feel like there's a lot of clashing happening there, and it's sometimes that can be cool, but I think you might be better off kind of clearing that up a little bit. I'm also a little bit confused on kind of like what kind of sidechain settings you have going right now. It sounds like there isn't much, if any, sidechain kind of like happening. You can skip after the drop. It's all placeholder. Oh, okay. Like the rhythmically and compositionally, I think what's happening is cool. It's I think that's cool. But I think refining the mix a bit more by like honing in some of those sounds, like I said before, I think like having it's usually pretty nice for a mix when a snare has a specific like fine-tuned fundamental and not like too much clashing stuff going on. And it'd be nice, I think the mix will actually probably see the most improvement by like multi-band sidechaining, or just sidechaining. Just plain old sidechaining would be fine too. But yeah, this is a cool idea. I'll resample the snare. A little sidechaining, not a lot. Mostly on low frequency items. Totally. And it's most important in the low frequencies for bass music, that is. But I would definitely consider isolating what sounds are worth sidechaining a bit. Thoughts on drop 2? Let's check it out. I love that. It sounds like a reversed ARP or something. It's really cool. Yeah, so here's what I'll say. I think I love the energy in this drop too. And it's fun because you're kind of switching it up. You're not moving to the A minor. You're staying on that F major, and just kind of like riffing and kind of jamming with sounds and like sound design and the drums and stuff. And it's really cool. I think you'll benefit a lot by doing some of the same stuff that I was mentioning before here. So I think I like it, and I know that I and probably a lot of other listeners would be sold a lot more on what you're doing here. if you just spend a little bit of time fine-tuning everything. So to not sound like I'm giving like a generic blanket statement here, I think more specifically what might be helpful is going through elements one by one track at a time, and soloing them, and then really paying attention to the sound and understanding, because you have like you might be changing some of the arrangement and stuff, but for all intents and purposes, like you have something pretty close to like a full track here, right? So when you solo a sound, you can ask yourself, okay, this sound is playing this role in the mix. Now, when you isolate it, you have to keep that in mind, because you don't want to. Sometimes, if you mix something too much out of context of the song, you'll end up losing what it was contributing in the context. If that makes sense. So this happened to me a lot before, where I've isolated specific like kick samples or snare samples and messed around with it until like, oh yeah, this actually sounds way better than before. Then I hear it in the context of the song, and it doesn't fit at all. So that's something to be wary of. But I do think that you would definitely benefit by soloing some specific layers with each other and just seeing how they interplay. Also, just layers on their own too. So I think most importantly, if I had to specify which layers, probably going through like the drums and cross-referencing them to all the different elements that are happening. So like drums and low end, drums and the bass, drums and like background elements or fills, that kind of stuff. And every time I find, at least for me, it makes the mixing process so much easier, because you might notice clashes and too much competition between sounds that you weren't really aware of before when you isolate them like that. So I know it's not really like it's a very generic thing to do, but and I'm sure that obviously you're completely aware of the fact that that's a great way of mixing down tracks. But I think that that's something that will definitely improve this a lot. So anyways, there are some thoughts for you. Cool. Thanks for sharing that, Face Me X. All right, let's roll again. Martin's actually hot. I am literally hot. I just did a hot yoga class for my first time, and it was, whew, oh my loud. I've got a lot to learn. Let's just leave it at that. Wait a minute. This is a lot of music. Hold on. Choose one. Okay. Which of these has the coolest name? ITI, Scheme, Fly, Racket, In the Morning, Tweak. I kind of like Tweak. It sounds weird.
Fixing, tweaking all the time. Can't stop, improving down now.
I really like that. I like that first line of that melody. It's really cool. I think you should use that more. Cool. Very unique tune. I don't really have too much feedback to give you, honestly, because normally I try to judge. Oh my god, I just had to crack my back there. Sorry about that. Normally, it helps a lot to be able to hear what kind of genres and styles to reference something against. It makes it easier to just kind of assume like, oh, okay, so this is kind of the style that you're trying to write in, and I can kind of judge it based on the like what artists I might reference that are in a similar kind of field, style, genre, whatever. But you were definitely kind of making your own sound here, so it does make it a little bit difficult to give proper feedback. But that being said, one thing I definitely did notice is that I really liked that riff that you were just working with. I think that's a cool riff. And I think the way that you had written the melody, it just popped in once every like maybe like 4 measures or 8 measures, it seemed like once it popped in. It'd be nice if it kind of happened, I think, twice as often. But yeah, I mean, that's the only stuff that came to mind. Yeah, Fox Stevenson is definitely similar. I can hear that with like a lot of those dominant chords and that kind of stuff, and I think, yeah, that's a good point. I can see it being a good reference for what you're doing. But clearly, like, Fox Stevenson's music is definitely still EDM. And I'm not sure that what you wrote here is not, and it doesn't have to be, but yeah, so that's, I guess, why Fox Stevenson didn't come to mind. Anyways, thank you for sharing that, man. It's a really cool idea. It's very unique. I like how organic it feels, with not just the vocal recordings, but also some of the instrumentation that's going on there. So, anyways. Okay, let's roll one more. I think my body is kind of slowing down here a little bit. Thank you. Glad you like it. Thank you.
It is my honor. Louder TV. Okay, let's re-roll. Let us re-roll. Parkus 141. If you would like to share a piece of music for us to listen to, that would be fantastic. Ha ha ha.
Fantastic. Fantastic. What if I beatboxed into the frequency shifter?
Sounds weird. It also sounds really crazy if I, it's kind of funny. Don't mind me, just entertaining myself right now. So I think we lost our boy Parkus. So Let's roll to the next one. Coalesce Beats. If you would like to share a song with us, let us hear it. Sounds like Halo. Is there a technical term for the type of effect you have active right now? Yeah, it's a frequency shifter. It's
making me imagine how much fun it would be to do sound design for movies and like sci-fi movies and TV shows, you know? Just a instant robot voice.
I'm sorry, I can't process that request. Could you please indicate your intentions?
Okay, let's check this out. So this is it's the Same Story 14.2 from Coalesce.
Foul, keep it low next to the bass, Turn up the stereo.
It's creating an effect that's making them think. You folks out there, if you don't recognize that voice, I don't know where you've been.
Swing some happenings out here.
So, I don't normally want to stop songs in the middle of it, but I do just want to make sure to mention that you will see drastic improvements in your song if you tune the bass to the root notes of your chord progression. So it sounds like you're kind of like an E flat minor, and your bass sound seems to be playing something out of key. So let's check it out for a sec. So it sounds like it's playing a G. So you're an E minor, and it sounds like the samples you got going in the background are kind of playing around.
Swing some happenings out here.
So yeah, anyways, that aside, let's keep checking it out.
The goal is a mind revolution.
This reminds me a little bit of kind of like a Grizz meets Closey type of thing. Yeah, I see where you're getting like your bass sound design influence from, and kind of combining that with these like kind of like sample based hip hop atmospheres. It's cool. But yeah, I do just want to encourage you to make sure to figure out exactly what your chord progression is. Like clearly you're an E flat minor. You're definitely an E flat minor. The samples aren't obvious enough to reveal what key, what the chord specifically would be. But I would definitely encourage you to commit to a specific chord progression and then match the root note movement to that.
Give the people what they want,
yeah, I think what I was hearing was E flat minor, D flat major, E flat minor, B major, D flat minor, or D flat major, and then A flat minor. But yeah, thank you for sharing that track, man. Closey Grizz is what I was going for. Very cool, yeah. So I'm glad that those are artists that I have them ready for the chords. I just have to look for it. Thanks. Gotcha. No worries. Yeah. So I would make sure to change those root notes from the bass. And then once you do that, I think the next steps would be probably focusing a little bit on the mix.
Some happenings out here.
So get the bass definitely has a lot of mids happening, and it's a little bit hard to tell exactly how the sounds might commingle if there was a. Yeah, it is a little bit tough to tell. I think like if it was in key, it would definitely help a lot. But yeah, I don't know. I think first and foremost, I would change that, and then keep developing the track from there. Definitely not properly mixed cut yet. Cool, no worries at all. But yeah, I think Closey and Grizz would be great references. Closey's, I think I would probably refer more to Closey's mix downs for what you've got going here. I think Grizz has a bunch of really great, like more like funk soul sample oriented stuff here, and yours has like a little bit more of like exotic ethnic kind of vibe to it with the string instruments and stuff. So yeah, I would recommend drawing inspiration from there if you weren't already. Anyways, all right, y'all. Well, I finally made it happen. I finally did a feedback stream again. It has been way too long. And I'm just about to finish my cup of coffee. Last cup of coffee for me. Thank you guys for hanging out, though. Get Vugsengo Span. Is Vugsengo... Is Vugsengo Span free?
I think it's free, right? I think it's free. Yeah, nice. He has a killer video on using it. Will you sing with us? I'll sing something for you right now. Here, I got a really emotional ballad that I'm gonna sing for you right now, okay? Are you ready? Cool. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I'll be back on Monday, as always.
Also, something to keep in mind. I won't be here next Friday, so I might do feedbacks Wednesday instead. I'll just kind of like attach it to the end of Wednesday's stream. I'm flying off to I'm flying. Believe it or not, may not be the best idea, but I'm not going anywhere international, so there's that. I'll definitely be as safe as I possibly can. I will have sanitizer dispensers taped to every part of my body. I'll be wearing 4 masks, 3 hats, and several winter coats and hazmat suits. But
But yeah, and I'm going to visit my dad in Richland, Washington. So I'm going to leave on Friday, which means that I will not be here for feedback streams next Friday. And I won't be streaming the Monday after that. So I've got Monday and Wednesday next week, which are normal. And then things are going to kind of change up, I guess. Oh my God, my birthday's coming up. Guys, I'm going to be an even older person soon. What a depressing thought. All right, that's a great note to end the stream on. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in today. Thank you for sharing some cool tunes. You guys are awesome. Peace out. Take care.